Let's strategize together. Let's hear it from an expert. Join the conversation, it's informative and free. You and me, let's talk some strategy. Now here's your host, Doreen Morin-van.
Hello, everybody. My name is Doreen Morin-van, and I'm back here on a Tuesday. I am so excited to be back. Last week, I was at Social Media Week Lima, which was incredible. I learned so many things, specifically about LinkedIn. And today's guest is a LinkedIn expert. We're going to talk strategies for LinkedIn ads in just a minute. Before we do, I want to welcome everybody who's here live. Make sure you let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. If you're watching the replay, we would love to see hashtag replay in the comments so we know that you're watching this later on. And for those of you who are listening to this episode as a podcast, welcome to you as well. So today we are going to talk to a LinkedIn expert. Before I introduce you to him, I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, Social Insider. They are the intuitive dashboard for social media analytics, reporting, and competitors analysis for brands and agencies. If you need data, you need Social Insider. So now, without much further ado, I'm going to bring on the screen my guest, Gilbert Abraham. How are you, Gilbert?
I am fantastic, Doreen. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know Gilbert, Gilbert is widely known as the LinkedIn guy. He is the founder of AGM, a LinkedIn training firm based out of Kearney, New Jersey. Gilbert is the author of the book, 7 Steps to 7 Figures Using LinkedIn. He's also the host of the Small Biz Tips podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, where he interviewed founders of some of America's fastest growing companies. He has been featured and mentioned on Social Media Examiner, Entrepreneur, eMarketer, BBC, Huffington Post, RI New Jersey, and New Jersey Business. So, Gilbert, that's a lot. That's a mouthful right there.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years, so it's been a journey.
Yeah, it's been a journey, but I love one of the strategies that I talk to people about, the clients, is focus on one thing that you do well. And obviously,
hmm
you are an expert on LinkedIn ads. And we're going to go kind of dive right into LinkedIn ads. It's something that scares people. If an
Yeah.
individual has gone to LinkedIn and they, kind of start the process, they've heard LinkedIn ads are expensive, sometimes they don't work. So let's talk about, before we talk about generating leads, let's talk about what's the entry into LinkedIn ads. We were talking in the green room and you said you kind of had some information for people to think
Yeah.
about, if whether to find out if you're ready for LinkedIn ads.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people don't realize this, right? And LinkedIn ads can be scary, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? You can easily lose your shirt from there. However, the beauty about LinkedIn ads is it's a great way to scale up your business. So what do I mean by that? If you just started the business, right, and you between 0 to 10K a month, right? I wouldn't go for LinkedIn ads yet. I would focus on your warm market, introductions, build your network, and so forth. The reason for that is because you're gonna need to have some form of capital to really make LinkedIn ad works. But if you start getting into the 15K, 20K, 25K, 50K a month, then yes, LinkedIn ads make sense there because you can allocate at least a budget every single month, let's say a $2,500 budget, to just start running ads on LinkedIn to get more qualified leads and be able to close more deals, right? But you got to have a base first. You don't want to just, hey, you started the business yesterday, you're not even making 5 grand a month yet, and you want to jump onto LinkedIn ads. It's not a good opportunity because you didn't even exhaust your one market yet. There's so much you can do by building out that one market, building a referral network first, and using just regular LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator before you even get to the ads piece.
All right, I love that. So the pre-qualification is you need to use your warm leads first, be in business for a while, build up at least 15K a month income, preferably higher, and then start running LinkedIn ads. That's really, those are great pre-qualifiers, Gilbert. I
Yes.
really appreciate you saying that because I've had clients come to me and ask me about LinkedIn ads. And now, of course, I'm a organic specialist, so I certainly would refer them, but I wouldn't really know how to qualify to see if they're ready. So this is
Yeah.
really a great starting point. I heard you say something about Sales Navigator. Can you explain what Sales Navigator is? Because a lot of us sort of have heard it. What does it do?
So Sales Navigator, just to kind of give you guys an idea, right? You have the free LinkedIn account that has tons of great way you can generate content, connecting with people. Then you have that paid LinkedIn premium program called LinkedIn Sales Navigator. What that does, it gives you access to more data points. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you're looking to target startups that just got funded in the past 12 months. These are hard to find on regular LinkedIn. But if you have Sales Navigator set up, you can do a quick search, filter by software company, go on Spotlight and pick out funded in the past 12 months. Boom, you now have a list of hundreds and sometimes thousands of startups that has been funded in the past 12 months. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a quick strategy. Let's say you want to really dive into these startups. Not only you can reach out using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but imagine you're taking all these companies, you upload them onto LinkedIn ads, and now you're running video ads in front of all of them. So now they're seeing your brands on LinkedIn consistently. Then you're reaching out directly to the CEOs, the founders, and the VP of sales, the VP of marketing via Sales Navigator. So now they're like, oh my God, I keep seeing your ad and I see you everywhere.
That I was going to say, a lot of people like me can relate to that because that happens to us on Facebook. We keep getting
Hmm.
targeted by ads on Facebook because we've been somewhere, or then by the time somebody reaches out, we're like, oh yeah, totally, we totally know who
Yeah.
you are because we've seen the ads. So that's great. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator lets you take that information, those leads, and upload them into.
So it's a little bit manual, right? But if you're able to do a search and you can identify, let's say, 100 companies, you can have your VA write down the name of all these 100 companies. And when you do your targeting on LinkedIn ads, in the targeting where it says company name, you just add
Put them
those
in.
names in there. Exactly.
All right, awesome. Sarah is here and she says, great tips to build on LinkedIn before starting ads and using Sales Navigator. So that's great. That's I think that's one of the biggest questions that I've had on LinkedIn. When should you start? Right. So
Yeah.
that's great. So let's talk about generating leads with LinkedIn ads.
Hmm.
You kind of mentioned using Sales Navigator. What does that strategy looks like? Let's, I mean, if you can give us the 101
Yeah.
version,
Yeah. I'll
that
give you
would
the
be
sauce.
awesome.
So the beauty is see Sales Navigator as the research stage, right? Like you're researching to identify who are the key people you want to focus on. If you have a great offer, make sure you have something that's valuable that people want. I would also say make sure you have a giveaway because a lot of people don't realize the value of a giveaway. It could
Okay.
be a checklist, it could be a cheat sheet, it could be a case study, it could be something of value that that audience that you're targeting, when they see it, they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't know I can do this. Oh, this is valuable. I can definitely use this. And they would want to download it because one way we generate leads on LinkedIn is we use the LinkedIn lead gen ads. And what that is the person doesn't even need to leave LinkedIn. While they're on LinkedIn, they'll click download, a form pop up, they'll provide their information, name, email, phone number, answer one or two questions, and boom, all of a sudden, now they become a lead and now they get something in return, something of value. So that's the way you got to look at it. When you do your research when it comes to Sales Navigator, you could identify, okay, am I going to target maybe specific job titles, or am I going to target by skill sets? Or am I going to target by company sizes? Really identify those and use Sales Navigator for that, right? Once you figure that part out, then you can kind of upload that data, either write it out, upload it onto LinkedIn ads, and then be able to focus on the targeting. Now, the big thing with LinkedIn ads is there are several different ads that you can run. You can run awareness ads, you can run lead gen ads, you can run conversion ads. A lot of people would just go straight in conversion and send the traffic on the website. I normally don't recommend to do that. What I recommend to do is a little bit different, right? You want to set it up in a three tier. Tier one is awareness. This is where you do video ads. So if you have any videos of what you have to offer or video of the value that you bring to the table, you run video ads in awareness. And the reason I share video ads is because you can track who watched 25%, 50%, 75% of those videos. That is massive because if you're
That's
able to,
so that
yeah,
so that that data is right there.
yes.
Okay, so if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, here you go. This is a really important point. Awareness ads, video, and then you know who watches how long, 25,
Exactly.
50.
How, yeah, yeah. So now you're able to say, okay, I have this data point. You can set up retargeting campaign based on those data points. So anyone that watched 25%, 50%, or even 100% of your video, you know that person have some form of interest in what you have to offer. So when you run the retargeting ads, that could be a lead form where now they're saying, hey, you watch our video about XYZ, would you like a free download on the 7 mistakes to avoid when you're doing XYZ, right? Now you increase your conversion in the retargeting phase. So that's one quick way that people can use LinkedIn ads and Sales Navigator, adding video on the top front to get the awareness data, and then set up lead form in the retargeting stage so you can capture those data points and then be able to have a follow-up system. It's easy to generate
Right.
leads on LinkedIn when it comes to ads, but your follow up has to be very specific and very strong. So, what do I mean by that? Maybe you set up what's called like a Zapier integration. So, any leads that come in, they automatically get a text from you or someone in your team saying, hey, thanks for downloading our XYZ. Would you like to make sure you get the copy of this? And then you add them to your CRM system. So now they can be nurtured. Because guess what? That person is doing 1,000 things throughout the day. They might have downloaded something, but if it takes you 5 to 10 days to follow up with them, you've already lost them.
Hmm. Okay, this is such great information. So that's the awareness phase. Lead gen ads, get them, and then have that awesome follow up. Don't wait 5 to 10 days. So what's the next type of ad? Or what's the next level?
So we talked about awareness, right? Another ad that a lot of people don't use is the conversation ads. And the conversation ads work really well in the retargeting stage as well, because you can run a lead gen ad and you also have an awareness video ad. But sometimes what's gonna happen is people get busy, they're not gonna answer the phone, the email gonna go to spam, and then you might lose that opportunity. But if you have a conversation ads running in terms of retargeting, they'll get a DM right inside their LinkedIn inbox. So, and you can use that opportunity as a way to engage them, maybe invite them to your next event, right? If you do webinars all the time, that could be a good way to capture those people back and said, hey, I noticed you watch our video and looks like you downloaded one of our piece of content. If you're interested, we would like to invite you to our next workshop or webinars. Click here to sign up before anyone else does.
Excellent. All right. So I'm right now, I'm blown away with the different types of ads that are available on LinkedIn. I know a lot more about Facebook ads than I do about LinkedIn ads. I really don't know that many people who run LinkedIn ads. And before we go to the next type of ad, I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
So, is this something that somebody should do on their own? Like if there's a business owner, say they listen to what you're saying, they go, "Well, I make 20K a month. I should do LinkedIn ads. I'm going to do it myself." Are they at the point where they really shouldn't be doing this themselves? What is your
Well,
opinion on that?
it's my opinion is two-part, right? Do what you do best as a business owner and hire someone else to do the rest, right? I do that in my own business. So I'm not the best copywriter. So I hire a copywriter to write my emails for me. You see what I mean? So if you're a business owner, you got to think where is your time should be best allocated. if you want to learn the process so that when you hire someone, you know what's happening, 100% encourage that, right? So you could hire a consultant or coach, someone that knows how to run LinkedIn ads that could literally go in their back office or their dashboard and show you, hey, here's one client, here's another, here's how they're doing. So you know, okay, this person know what they're doing. Hire them, help them teach you so you understand what's going on. Then you can hire an agency to run it for you, right? Because now you know what's happening, you know the process, you understand LinkedIn ads, you understand the numbers. Because a biggest problem with a lot of business owners is they'll hire an agency, the agency will come up and give them some great numbers, but they don't know what to expect, they don't know the benchmark. So educate yourself first, right? And then hire someone else to do it for you.
That's a great answer because I think that happens with Facebook ads too, where people
Hmm.
hire somebody to run Facebook ads and they're not really understanding what they're seeing, what's happening,
Yeah,
where their money is going. And that's when people usually were like, well, I don't see any results. Well, you don't see any results because you were either you're not really sure where to look, or
yeah,
you didn't start with the right goals, or you don't understand how Facebook ads work. So the same is true
exactly.
for LinkedIn. So by the time somebody makes 20K a month, they probably are already outsourcing a bunch of other things. So that makes
Yeah.
sense to outsource the LinkedIn ad. And maybe that's why there's not that many amazing LinkedIn ad experts like yourself, because you're taking it all the work from everybody else. So we've just got a couple minutes, Gilbert. What is the most successful type of ad, or what is the one that you usually start with, or like what other one can we talk about before we go?
So, all right, before it's a lot of different type, but what I like to say is when you're running LinkedIn ads, have some type of media plan set up, right? I like the three-tier part: awareness, lead gen, retargeting.
Mhm.
Awareness could be video, it could be a static image, lead gen, the lead gen formats, and then retargeting. And then retargeting could be that conversation ad, and sometimes it could be website conversion because at that point the person probably have seen a lot of pieces of content from you. They're seeing you several times in several format. Maybe it's a video podcast, like or maybe it's a training. They're seeing some things from you. They're familiar with you, and now they're being retargeted, and they're becoming more familiar with you. Then it's great to do the website conversion. And in
Right.
website conversion, this is where you can even have an application set up, especially if you're selling something high ticket, right? That's 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. You could set up the high ticket website conversion in the retargeting phase because anybody that saw all these pieces of content, fill out an application, they're more likely going to convert into a new client.
That makes a lot of sense. So we are at the round of the we do a rapid fire question round before we give you an opportunity to tell people how to find you. Gilbert, if I'm going to ask you, visual learner or verbal learner, which one are
Visual.
you?
I'm a visual learner.
Visual learner. Okay, pep talk or motivational quote?
I'm a pep talk type of guy.
All right. Work from the office or work from home?
I love working from home.
Awesome. So, Gilbert, how can people connect with you best? I'm going to guess LinkedIn, but give us a scoop. How can people find you? How
um,
can people connect with you?
Normally, I would say LinkedIn, but today I think texting might even be better for me.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, if you text the word LinkedIn to my number here, 267-732-1373. So text LinkedIn to 267-732-1373. It's our texting community. You'll be able to
Awesome.
get some of our tips anytime we do our freebies and we give like events. You'll be one of the first people to know about them. So definitely text LinkedIn to 267-732-1373.
That's wonderful. I'm going to do that, and I will make sure that information's in the show notes. Gilbert, this was fantastic. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you want people to know about getting started with LinkedIn ads?
Oh, no, you did an awesome job. Thank you again for having me. And guys, if you want to know more about LinkedIn ads, I do webinars, workshop all the time, and I definitely let my texting community know about it. So don't hesitate to text, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I thank all of our watchers today that we hear live. I appreciate you if you We're here for the replay. And those of you who are listening to the podcast, thank you so much. I'll make sure to connect with Gilbert in the show notes as well. Let me just see. There were a couple of comments saying great content. Oh, and Sarah put the number in there. That was fantastic in the comments right there on LinkedIn. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. But thank you again, Gilbert. This was fascinating. You're the first person on my show that talked about LinkedIn ads. So really appreciate you. And I think our community obviously does as well, because there were some great people here and asking questions. So I'll be back next week with another episode of Strategy Talks. Thank you so much for watching and listening today. Bye, everybody.